Ah, good Monday morning, everybody. Hope everybody had a happy Father's Day. We're counting on that you got many blessings yesterday. And I know a lot of you fathers have, like my father, you've done went on before us, on to heaven, on to paradise. And I miss my dad a whole lot. When we were kids, my dad wasn't always there for us. He was alcoholic and just drank way too much on the weekend. And so I always dreaded the weekends coming. And because I knew there was always going to be fights and fusses and such going on. And poor mama trying to raise 9 kids, basically on nothing. She would babysit other kids. She would wash clothes. She would iron clothes. And she got like $80 a month government check. There was no child support. And that's just the way my childhood was. But later on in life, my dad did quit drinking. He became a father to us and a grandfather to our children, and everybody loved him. I loved him. I loved him, and I forgave him for the childhood that never was. I can't remember my dad going to one basketball game that I had, and I had a bunch of them. Can't remember taking a ball and tossing it back and forth, a baseball, with my dad. But later on in life, as we got older and got married, Daddy became more of a father figure by helping all of us children out in the best way he could by either loaning us money or signing for us a note to get a vehicle at the bank, uh, having big dinners for us. And I came to forgive him a long time ago because he had fought in World War II and saw a lot of just awfulness over in Germany and France and places like that. And a lot of them came home. A lot of the kids that come home today from war, they come home on drugs and pills. Back in that day, they come home alcoholics, and that was part of it. It's part of my daddy's thing when he got home from the war. It was just drinking, drinking every weekend, making homebrew, making Rochenier wine, anything to get drunk on. My daddy never abused me. Never abused none of us kids that I can remember as far as beating us or hitting my mama, nothing like that. It was just there'd be fights that would be with other people or amongst the in-laws or or something like that. So I do miss my daddy. I got to take care of him the last. Hey, Robert Warden, I got to take care of him the last 3 or 4 years of his life, and he was more like a child to me. I changed his diaper, I'd bathe him, I'd feed him, get him on the bus in the morning so he could go to the daycare center to give me a little break. And he died in my arms. I was trying to give him CPR. He was 82 years old. I was trying to give him CPR. Hadn't never done CPR in my life. By the time the ambulance got there, they kept getting their stuff ready and let me keep doing the CPR. So apparently I was doing it correctly. Uh, but my daddy didn't come back, and we buried him. And I hope no hard feelings against my father for what we went through when we were little. because of the things he went through during war times, the things he must have witnessed. I know he got blew up on a bridge and it broke his back, and he got sent back to the States, and then he re-enlisted again. So I hold nothing against my daddy because of the things that tremendous, horrendous things that he saw during World War II. About got his feet froze off in the Alps. Suffered with that ailment the rest of his life, and so I wanted to say Happy Father's Day to my dad in heaven, and I hope you guys got to say Happy Father's Day to your dad in heaven or your dad here on earth still. Hope you called him up, or hope you went and visited them and told them what a wonderful dad they were. My children got to come see me either. Hey Diva, my children got to come to see me either Saturday or Sunday, and just had a good time sitting out on the front porch. India got up, and I know she was wore out because Ruby just got home Friday from her surgery, and it was a Diva. It was a success. Go on my Facebook page and look at the X-rays, the before and the after, and it's incredible to look at and to see the technology that we have today, to where they made her grow almost 3 inches taller, and her shoulders are in line now, her ribs are in line, and she looked in the mirror in the hospital. India said, and started crying tears of joy, seeing how straight her shoulders was. She's doing wonderful. She gets up and walks to the bathroom on her own. You know, when she first got here, everybody was real careful trying to lead her to the bathroom, and we done got a potty chair in here. It was amazing, Dave. It was, but she got up this morning out of the. We're all sleeping down here in recliners because that's the only way we can. Me and Ruby can stay pretty comfortable to get different positions, you know, to keep it from hurting so much. Me and her both got the nerve blockers, and the nerve blockers, what they do is they're going to hurt for the next for 60 days. So for the next 45 days, I'm gonna be in a lot of pain. Been in a lot of pain, and the pain medicine uh, it helps dampen it a little bit, but I'm constantly in pain from these nerve blockers they put in there, and I guess it had to be done when they took my lung out. But my oxygen sats are staying good, my blood pressure is staying good, my heart rate is staying good, and we're just here at home recovering. We try to get out and walk some, and then when it's really, really hot, I've discovered that with the air quality and the heat outside, it's almost impossible for me to walk up and down the sidewalk very long of a period of time, having one lung with the air quality like it is until I recover more. So I've been doing most of my exercising here. I've went up to the fireworks shed to where Vanis Brown's running it for me, and I've eased over to the antique mall where my granddaughter's running it for me. And I'll tell y'all, I want to tell y'all this. Uh, I've never been one to ask nobody for anything. And I've had a lot of people say, Jerry, if you need anything, give us a holler, this or that and this. And I've always had a lot of pride, it seems like. And I say, pray for me. And that's the most important thing. And I want people to continue to do that. But my granddaughter, Tyra, she started a GoFundMe page and didn't ask me. And I was sort of upset when she first done it. I was a little bit embarrassed, but she knows what's going on. Since February, we've not got to have a lot of auctions. We got all of our fireworks on credit. The big shout out to Eddie for letting us do that, and we'll be in good shape hopefully after the 4th of July. But she knows what kind of shape we're in, how we're struggling. We sold all of our GUNS's to pay some bills, and that's the way I've been doing it. But she wanted to make it a little easier on Paca. And so I discovered she'd done it, so I thought I'd go ahead and make a post over on Facebook about it and tell people I'd rather you come and buy fireworks from me. That way you get something in return. Or I'd rather you come to the antique mall and buy something. And that way I'm not getting something for nothing. But other people's want to do things they're not from here. Uh, and she started that GoFundMe page, and I like the way she worded it. She worded it the same way that Pocket would rather you come to his business and support his business. Uh, and as soon as we get to having auctions again, I'd rather you do it that way by buying some items, and that way you get something in return. That's just the way I've always been. But I did put the GoFundMe link up there because I was so proud of Tara, my granddaughter, caring enough about her Paca to see what was going on and see how we were struggling financially and stuff, and how that we was having to sell our guns and different things just to make ends meet. I don't know if my breath's good enough to do an auction yet. We do have items that we could be selling, and we may be able to do that sometime this week. So I'd much rather people buy an item from me during the auction, or they go to the fireworks shed and buy their fireworks. Make a trip up here, Diva. You and Sammy buy y'all's fireworks up here. Or Robert, you can make a trip from over uh, Virginia, West Virginia. Buy your fireworks here. I'd much rather somebody do that because y'all know how I am. I've never been shy about asking help for other folks, but when it comes to me, it's a lot harder for me to buckle down and swallow some pride, and even putting that GoFundMe Virginia, even putting that GoFundMe link up there. Uh, but I wanted to make Tyra proud of the what she was trying to do for Paca, and anything will help us get us through the 4th of July. That's what we're trying to do. I worked last night on the financial part of a business. I worked for about 2 or 3 hours getting some things corrected, and I was tickled to get that done. And we're actually told India, I said, I'm gonna go in there and I'm gonna start looking at some storage units. And we really haven't got the money to buy storage units right now, but I want to see how they're going now. If they're still going at a high rate financially, or if they're getting back down there to where we can start buying storage units again. But we make it through the 4th of July. That's when uh, it's sort of like when we all used to. I remember my brothers-in-laws and families. Uh, it's tobacco cutting time and stripping and getting all the tobacco ready, taking our tobacco off the sale. That was one time a year that our families, ours didn't, because we didn't. We worked in tobacco, but we didn't have no tobacco crops. My brother-in-law did, and I can remember how happy they was when they took that tobacco off and sold it. So that's sort of what we're waiting on the 4th of July to get all of our fireworks sold, because it's sort of like selling our tobacco, and we'll have a big check then. Hopefully, keep our fingers crossed that everything goes good. We're giving 5% to our local band, because the band is one that don't get recognized. The band, the color guard, the basketball, baseball, all of them, they get recognized. Football, and the band hardly ever, as hard as they work throughout the year, they hardly get any recognition like they should. So me and Vanis decided to give 5% of the overall sales. So we're hoping to raise $2,000 or $3,000 for them at the end of the 4th of July. Then of course we're gonna take care of Vanis, because he's the one that's running it and doing a fantastic job. And I go back to the doctor Tuesday, tomorrow morning at 9. I go back to my oncologist, and as far as I know right now, I'm cancer free. Praise God. But they're probably going to want to do more chemotherapy, just in case there's some microscopic cancer that's lingering around anywhere, and it's mainly going to be to make sure the cancer doesn't come back. And so we'll find out more tomorrow from Dr. Jarbo as far as what the plans are. I'm hoping they let me heal up a little bit more. I'm not kidding. Yesterday morning I woke up, guys, and they're just giving me 500 gram uh, number 5 hydrocodones, and I'm taking ibuprofen, sort of shifting that. Take that one time, take the other. But in the hospital they was giving me 10 the tens, and they're not even phasing the pain very much. And for some reason, yesterday where they did the chest tube and the surgery, taking out my lung on this side, my left side, I could not get it to stop hurting. I cried, I ached, I hollered, and I finally took a couple of those pain pills, and it finally knocked me out and let me sleep a while. Because when I'm sleeping, I'm not hurting. But I don't like to just lay around. I like to be up and about, trying to walk and things like that. But when you're in so much pain, it's hard to get your mind on concentrating on anything. That's why I thank God for Vanis. He's got the fireworks shed under control. He'll call me if he's got any questions or anything. And then my granddaughter Tyra, she's running the flea market. They're bringing stuff out of the basement that I've had for a long time, trying to sell, trying to keep that thing afloat there. And then I'm going to get better. And I'm looking forward to buying storage units again, going on treasure hunting. That was something that I love more than anything. I don't know if I hate to call it a hobby, but it was my hobby. I don't hunt and I don't fish, and I ain't got any other hobbies as far as uh, that that is concerned. But treasure hunting was really my hobby. I'd love to travel to Alabama. I love to travel to Georgia, Mississippi, Virginia, all the places that I've been. I love the travel part of it and the camaraderie of whoever went with me, whether it was Ricky Shields or poor old Sammy, uh, and God rest his soul, or India. We would always have such a good time cutting up with each other, guessing, what might be in the storage. That we bought. I'd look over at India and say, "Well, what do you think there might be in there?" And she said, "Well, what do you think there might be in there?" And we'd sort of guess it, by the photos we saw online when we bid on it, what we thought would be in there, and a lot of times we'd be right, and a lot of times we'd be wrong. So I'm looking forward to doing that again, and just to see that manager cut that lock or break that tab and open up that door for the first time, and you opening up that very first box. There's such a thrill and there's such an excitement about that. I just can't really explain it, and especially when I've got my camera where it'll work, where we're picking up good internet service, and you guys can actually see us opening those boxes, and you can see my excitement and sometimes my fear when I think I see a mouse or a snake or something like that. Y'all can see my fear too, and I love doing that. I want to get back to doing that, and I know it's going to be pretty hard in the heat with one lung. Uh, so I don't know. We're gonna have to rig up a generator and some type fan or something when we go do it this time, because I know I can't stay in the hot heat now. But I'm gonna make it happen. And then I notice, when we have our auctions after we get back from a storage unit, they do so much better. And I've sat and I've tried to figure out why does it do so much better after we get done buying a storage unit. And I think it's you guys get the same excitement that I do. You're seeing me most of the time getting this stuff out of the boxes, and I've had people say, "Can I go ahead and bid on it now?" And that tickles me to death because I know they're excited. And then you guys get to see what I put up, and we have put up a lot over the years, guys. We've put up a lot of interesting things uh, throughout all the auctions that we've done. We've had some pretty interesting things, some pretty rare items, and a lot of you got some of those rare items and the interesting items. And we're looking forward to getting back doing that after the fireworks. We get done with the fireworks. I want to try to, if I'm not starting chemo again, if I start chemo again here within the next week or two, I won't be able to go to the fireworks period. But I know Vanis has got that covered, and I'll be here with Ruby, and India will be able to help. Jeremiah's volunteered to come up and help. Little Jerry's volunteered to come up and help. Hey Jade, good seeing you all. I tell India when I'm not feeling real good, I like to get on here because I get to see Robert and Diva, her husband Sammy, and Jade, and folks like that. They get on here with me, and it makes me feel a little bit better. And the day there was a reasoning. I wanted to put Tyra, my granddaughter's GoFundMe thing, up there. Y'all read it, and she did an excellent job on it. She thinks a lot like her grandpa. She put on there that she'd rather y'all shop at the fireworks shed or the uh, flea market place, and that way I would feel like I wasn't getting something for nothing. But there was a lot of people. I've had a lot of people message me, Jerry, what can we do for you? What can we do for you? So I swallowed some pride this morning, and I wanted to share that link that my granddaughter had started the GoFundMe. It's right at the top there. I pinned it to the top, and we appreciate any help that you can do, $5, $10, whatever. We're just trying to make it till that magical date of the 4th of July. That's when our tobacco crop will come in. That's what we're calling it, and that's when we can get everything caught up. Uh, it doesn't take much because I was doing 2 auctions a week, and those 2 auctions is basically what kept us going. Sure was. And when you're not going out and you're not getting pallets, and I don't like pallets that much, and you're not going out and you're getting storage units to where it's uh, newer items, not newer items, but fresh items. You guys don't get excited, and that's why we're looking forward to hopefully after the 4th of July to get back to buying some storage units so it can raise some excitement among the crowd and among all you guys and be able to get back to just finding some good rare items. And I love to have a good bidding war. Have one of them really good items, and just I don't even have to do much talking. And we have 2 or 3 just start bidding, and they bid and they bid, and I'm thinking, now that's all right there. And of course, I'm looking forward to. I'll have to have help when I go to these storage units. We'll have to have help about lifting boxes and loading trucks, and I'll stay as cool as I can. If I have to get up in the truck and stay by the air conditioner, rig up. I've got me a generator that we could rig up and rig up an air conditioner there on the back of the truck to where I could sort of stand in front of it when I got too hot, because I won't be able to do like I used to. And that's one of the things that aggravates me. Y'all see my goatees come back? They start that chemo again, I'll lose it again. Uh, but I done lost my train of thought there. What I was going to say, and that happens to me a lot here lately. But we are a survivor. The I don't know. I'll go ahead and tell y'all again. The lymph nodes and the cancer in the lung that they removed. The pathology report came back, and my surgeon was tickled to death. There was no cancer in none of the lymph nodes that he took out. The margin there on the esophagus where the cancer was close, the margin was great, not close, not too close to any of that. And he said it was just a beautiful pathology report as far as good news goes. So that really tickled me to death. And we got to go see the surgeon. He took our stitches out this past week, and they said we're done. We don't need to see you no more. So I already got released from that one doctor, the surgeon. Unless something else comes up, he says. And they gave me instructions on how to live with one lung. And then I go see my oncologist tomorrow, and we're hoping that she says, Jerry, it looks like we don't need to do no more chemotherapy, but I'm gonna listen to my doctor. If she says we need to do a few more rounds just to make sure it don't come back or kill off any microscopic cancer, I'm gonna listen to her, and we're gonna do whatever she says. And if that be the case, then of course that's gonna put me down for at least a week after each chemo treatment. So we're just taking it one day at a time, and we're thanking God for every day, every second. And I'll tell y'all what's made me happy. We got Ruby's surgery behind us. Her recovery's ahead of us, and she is doing a super good job. She's probably going to recover faster than me, and I had a week or two on her, but that makes me happy. I was there for you guys know I came on here and talked to y'all. I was worried to death about Ruby's uh, surgery because I wasn't going to get to be up there in the hospital and be with her. And the whole time I was texting India, calling India, any new news. She okay? She fine? She doing good? And India sort of kept me away from FaceTiming her because I'd get emotional. And so India was smart about it and kept me away from FaceTiming Ruby very much, seeing her, with the tubes and stuff in her. And she knew I would be very emotional, and she didn't want Ruby getting, all emotional too. So that was one of the reasons I didn't FaceTime Ruby. I don't know if I FaceTimed her any. I started to, and then India would take the phone and take it out in the hallway because I would get to crying. That's my baby girl. And then Ireland went with them. And you talking about it? She's 16, but she was 18 when she was up there to be able to stay in the room. But she was such a big help to India. I mean, a big help. She's a big support to her baby sister, and so I can't thank my little baby girl Ireland enough for being such a big supporter of her sister and helping India out. And poor old India just got through sitting with me during my surgery at the hospital, getting wore plumb out, you know, trying to help me while I was in the hospital and in recovery, and then jumped right out of the frying pan into the fire with Ruby surgery. So she's went 2 or 3 weeks of just being in and out of the hospital, being a caregiver. But that's what a mama is. A mama's a caregiver, and she's India's done such a great job uh, taking care of Ruby, taking care of me, making sure we take her medicine, making sure we got something to eat. And then my grandson Carson, he got to come over and stay with me uh, while they were in Louisville, and my other kids was having to work and things. Had Emily, my daughter, she come one evening and fix supper for us. Had my son Jeremiah, he came, and him and Maggie, they fixed noodle soup one evening. Jennifer, she came and would sit with me some. Little Jerry and his kids came and sat with me some. But Carson, my grandson, he came, stayed all night about 4 or 5 nights, and he would say, "Paca, you okay?" And I'll tell y'all something here. It's sort of funny, but sometimes when I raise my arms up like this, it relieves the pain. I don't know what it does. It relaxes some muscles like that. So I had my arms up, and the recliner that's right in front of us is a double recliner, and that's where me and Carson would sleep. And so one night I had my arms up, so I was hurting so bad I was trying to get some relief. And I seen out of the corner of my eye, Carson seen that I had both arms up. He didn't know what I was doing. So all of a sudden I looked and I seen both his arms going up in there like that. And what he had thought it was that I was praising the Lord. And so he thought he'd praise the Lord too. Now this is my 18-year-old grandson. Stuck his two arms up in there to praise the Lord. And I told him, I said, Carson, I said, that's good. We need to praise the Lord a lot, and I thank you. I said, but I was trying to get my arm to quit hurting, but it tickled me to death to see him do that. And then when I was hurting real bad to the point of tears, he'd reach over and kiss me right on the forehead. And we're talking about an 18-year-old grandson. Now, you're not going to find many 18-year-old teenagers that's going to do that. But he'd reach over and he'd kiss me on my forehead, and he'd say, Paca, you okay? You going to be all right, Paca? Then he'd say, I'm going in the kitchen. Do you need anything to drink? You want me to get you something to eat? Can I get you blankets tucked in a little bit more there? Oh, you talking about just uh, eyes wide open to a grandson that was there for me. And I won't ever forget that. He went on home now since India's back. And he said, "Now, Pac, you need me. I'll be back over there." He said, "I'll be back over there." And for those of you that hadn't seen Ruby's, I forgot I had my phone here. And where I've got Sunday, happy fun. I've got a warning on my thing, account warning from Facebook, to where I didn't know you couldn't list GUNSs on there when I sold my guns to try to help make some ends meet, they gave me a warning, and they still got it on the bottom of my page, so you're probably going to see that. But right here, this is how Ruby's spine looked. Can y'all see that? That's how her spine looked before the surgery was done. And then the comparison now, look how straight that is. They got it down to 30 some percent. Just amazing what they done there. So I'll do a side by side comparison. I mean, just absolutely amazing. And she grew right at 3 inches, guys. There's my little count warning I got on the bottom of my Facebook page. But a person's got to do what a person's got to do, and I didn't really know that you couldn't uh, sell those things. I mean, just put them on there and sell them. It got kicked off pretty quick, and I found out pretty quick. It's a wonder if that hadn't put me in Facebook jail. Ain't no telling what they would have done if I'd got on here and done it. But I had more local people that I had one guy that came and he bought all the GUNSs that we had, and that helped us get her house insurance paid and her car insurance, things like that. So that's what I've been doing. And but my like I said, if you notice the GoFundMe page at the top, my granddaughter started that without my knowledge, and sort of embarrassed me at first. But it was something she wanted to do, and I've had, like I said, we've had a lot of people said, Jerry, if we can do anything for you, if you need anything, let us know. So there's the GoFundMe page. If anybody wants to do anything like that, I'm gonna swallow pride or whatever, and hopefully our tobacco crop will come in July 4th, and I get tickled because I can remember my sister and brother-in-law selling their tobacco, and I'd go with them because I helped them strip it. I'd get a little bit of money, but they'd have them big old tobacco checks. So that's what we're looking forward to. July 4th, we'll pay our guy off to where we got him on credit, and hopefully have a good profit. We'll give the band 5% of all the sales, and then we'll pay Vanis a good amount for taking care of it, because that's what he's been doing. So that sort of gets you updated. And we're wanting to have another online auction soon, but I'm not going to push it. We do have some items. I've not bought no storage units or anything like that, but we do have jewelry we can sell when we get ready to. And I would love to be able to have another auction, try to pump a little more money in here. And like it says in the GoFundMe thing, I'd rather you come to you local people, I'd rather you come and buy fireworks from me. That way you're getting something in return, or go to the antique mall and buy something. Or when we have another online auction, to buy something during the online auction. Never fails. I get on there talking to my buddies and the phone rings. But I wanted to come on here and get that pasted up there for Tyra, my granddaughter, and I'll tell her, because I she sort of thought I was hurt because she done it, but I wasn't. I was so proud of her doing it, that she took the initiative to do it, and it tickled me to death. And I don't want her thinking that it hurt my feelings or embarrassed me or anything like that. So we wanted to come on there on YouTube and give you folks a chance, because I don't know when we're going to have another auction. We want to get started back, guys, to where we're having them on Tuesday and Thursdays or regular nights, and that's a big source of our income. And we need to hurry up and get back to doing that. We got Ruby to get recovered, me to get recovered, and then hopefully get her tobacco crop sold, her July 4th stuff. And Tyra and her fiance are getting married, guys. Congratulations. They want me to marry them here in 3 or 4 months. So Tyra's been through a lot. So I told her, I said, yeah, I'll come marry y'all. So I think I've gave everybody good credit that needed a shout out. Uh, so I appreciate seeing all my friends. Robert and Diva and Jay, Bill Horvath up there in Wisconsin. Now, Bill, I got your that beer to the surgeon. I don't know if I remember telling you or not, but he was tickled to death with that spotted cow. I mean, tickled to death to get it. He said, "Here, let me go ahead and take that to my office." But the old Wisconsin guy done a good job on my surgery. Just a really good guy, and his nurses, Don Johnson and the other one, are just super nurses. So I'm gonna go ahead and get off here. I feel a little better after talking to you guys, seeing you guys. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all, and hopefully soon we'll get back to buying storage units, and hopefully soon we'll get back to having some auctions. And I don't know if I ever get to do the twist again. I don't. I just don't know if I'll be able to do it again. But we'll have other fun. And so God bless y'all. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all so much. You're my extended family on here. Somebody said it a while ago. Robert did. It's one big extended family, and I appreciate y'all a lot. We're gonna make it through this. We are. All the different struggles that are going on, the pain, the anxiety, financial woes, things like that. God, I just put it in God's hands and told God, it's all in your hands. For me to sit and worry and to worry and to worry, it's not going to change one thing. So we put everything into God's hands. So God bless you guys. Hopefully we'll get to come back on here, see you guys again. I'm going to go over to Facebook and try to promote the fireworks stand a little bit and get folks to come up there. And that's when we'll be back on our feet good. Once we have all of our fireworks sold, get them paid for, and get Vannis paid, and then get the band their 5%. Hopefully we'll be back on our feet looking good then, and then we'll be able to help other people, because that's my main goal in life. I'm not the one that's supposed to be asking for help. I'm the one that's supposed to be asking who needs help. And we'll get back to that point. It might be July or August, but we will get back to that point to where we can do that again. God bless y'all. We love y'all.